Hey, Scrapper Names fans, welcome back to another process video. It has been a little while, I know, but I have this lovely 12 by 12 layout to share with you today. This was for the Easter Cyber Crop weekend that was just held by Kitaholic Kids. And I'm using some goodies from my kit, my new kit, the April kit, to do this layout. We had a scrap lift challenge, I think it was a Paige Evans scrap lift. And funny enough, I was drawn to this background paper, which is a wood grain. Now, I'm not a wood grainy kind of gal. I like my wood veneer, but wood grain papers, I don't know, something about them. It's something about them, but this one worked. I was flicking through the stash of papers in this month's kit, which are majority from the new Cocoa Vanilla Studio Legendary, and I don't know, this one just popped with this photo for me, so I was like, okay, let's roll with it. But I hit a stumbling block with making the heart. Now, I'm not a sewer, stitcher, whatever. I will learn at some point to do them, but I didn't. So instead, I thought I'd use a white paint pen at first, which is what I'm fighting with right here. I had shaken it a bit more, shake a little bit more, and it just didn't. At first, it started to come out like a yellowy, creamy colour, and I was like, okay, maybe it just needs a good sort of like mix through or pump through or whatever, but it just wasn't working, which I don't know if I edited that out, but I tried to get it to work. You'll see, here, and it just would not come to the party. It was not working. I think I actually have just thrown it out because I was like, you know what, I'll just get a new one at some point. Always a good excuse to go to Officeworks. Not that you really can at the moment, but one day. But yeah, so instead, what I chose to do was get some white acrylic paint. This one I've used is from Flutter by Designs, and it's just a thin, like angled kind of paintbrush, and just paint myself a heart, as you would have seen me draw it roughly with lead pencil before. And I was pretty happy with the way I drew the heart, by the way. I'm not very great at drawing hearts. It's taken me many years to get to that point, but yeah. I'm just adding some layers of white paint on top of each other just to give it a really vibrant white and really make sure it really popped off this wood grain. I didn't want it to just soak in or anything like that. So as you can see, I'm going sort of back and forth until I get it just the way I want. I had some white paint left over, so as I do, I added my own touch when I do, if you've watched me before, when I do sketch challenges or any kind of challenge, I usually add something that's my own to it, just because. So here I've added some just white paints, watered down paint splatters, just to give it a bit of character, I guess, tying that white across the background, because the background is actually really dark. Well, to me, it's really dark. It's not usually, I usually do the pops of colour and things like that. So yeah, I added the white just to make it all work. So, and my photo, I think, is a little bit bigger than in the scrap lift from memory. Yeah, the scrap lift one was like a really small sort of squarey kind of one. But I'm trying to scrap chronologically and get through. This is the end of 2018. So I'm trying desperately, I mean, this is for the family album, let's go there. I'm trying desperately to get through and just get caught up. I mean, I do go back and forth, and I've said that before, but generally I try and bulk scrap chronologically so that when I put them into albums, they're in order and all is well, and I don't have to thumb through like I've had to in the past. But yeah, so I'm getting there. Now, part of the scrap lift was, so this heart background, and then it had lots of like wood veneer and ephemera and die cuts and things like that all scattered through the heart that made up the embellishment. Like, it was a really heavily embellished layout. I loved it. But yeah, I was really meticulous in what I was going to add. So I wanted a balance of some wood veneer because that was in there. Then I had words. So I found some words that would match obviously my theme of my layout to pop through there as well. But then I started to get a little bit too wordy, so I cut back on some of those and then started to tried to add some die cuts as well. That was broken, that wood veneer, so it's frustrating when they break sometimes, though. That word happy is really thin, and yeah, it's been broken for ages, but yeah, finally used it. Now, my title for this inadvertently became happy together, so that wood veneer, and underneath the photo you can see it's the word together. I just went with that. Oh no, it wasn't, I changed it. That was going to be the title. Then when I went back and looked at the scrap lift as I was finishing off, I realised that the title for the Paige Evans layout we were scrap lifting was around sort of the outside of the heart, so that's what I ended up doing. But this is kind of like a subtitle, I guess you could say. Excuse me. So I had a bit of a break over the last week or so. I've had a bit of struggle getting back into scrapping with everything going on with COVID-19, my work, those sorts of things. It's just been really hectic, maybe not even hectic, but really stressful. I'm not sure about anyone else, but my anxiety goes through the roof when I go to the shops, because especially grocery shopping, the social distancing, and you can only have this many. It just is so much. I just like to grocery shopping, in peace. But yeah, and then obviously everyone, is probably the same, not knowing what's going to happen with your job. I'm an early childhood teacher. We don't know here in Australia what was going to happen with early childhood services. Excuse me. Sorry. Yeah, so it's just been absolute craziness trying to find our feet. And then obviously having 3 children at home and working out how that was going to work. My head's just been not in the mojo, in the scrapbooking game. But I joined in on the Inky Quill scrap stream today, and it's kind of got me sparked again to keep going with scrapbooking. So try and get some videos. I was trying to have a bit of a schedule of at least Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or something around that. And ideally, I managed to, over the long weekend here, film a couple of videos to get me started. So I've got this one, and this week, today's Monday here in Australia, so I probably won't put one up today, but I'll make this one Wednesdays, and then we'll have one on Friday, and then hopefully so forth and so forth. But you never know. That's the biggest thing too with at the moment. We just never know what's around the corner. So yeah, I hope those that are around at the moment are being safe, and you are all as well as can be. I've seen through some of the Facebook pages people being affected by COVID-19, either through family and even loss, and that's really tragic. And yeah, it's just very sad at the moment. But I do hope we are going okay, and making sure you look after yourself. That's the big thing I think at the moment, is people's mental health. Off scrapbooking, I guess, but back to it, I guess. You need to find something that sort of helps tune out a little bit, or, I don't know, centers you. And for me today, I spent a good fair few hours just scrapping away, listening to the scrap stream. I even had my 2 kids with me, 2 of our kids with us. And it was nice. It was really good just to not worry about the world for a little bit. So, yeah. Anyway, be safe, be healthy if you can. Back to the layout. So you can see I've stuck some bits and pieces down. I've done fussy cut out some of the printables for Kidaholic kits this month. Actually, a lot of it is, and stuck them down. That big bear comes from the legendary die cut pack that we got in the kit as well. And then I'm just adding here some more wood veneer. I just felt there was not enough in the heart that filled it up. So I found some little stars and some tiny, teeny hearts and those things, and am just sticking them all down. kind of filling in those really teeny spots that you can probably not quite get a piece of ephemera into. I found this really cool, actually, phrase one there that was like you plus me equals us. And it's just floating on my desk now because I'm like, oh, I'm saving that for a layout of me and my fiance. It'd be cool. But yeah. So I'm just adding, the wood veneer. I think the wood veneer went really well with the pattern background paper too. That wood grainy natural look. I actually was really happy with the way this turned out. I actually have changed up, if anyone's seen my craft room tours and whatnot, I have got some layouts hanging up in my scrap room. My daughter decided that the layouts she's done over the weekend also need to be up there, so we've changed it up and I've put this one up because I love the look of it. The wood grain has really got me going, like, okay, this looks cool. So I might try and experiment with some more wood grain papers that I might have kicking about. I usually just use them to map photos, to be honest. But yeah, I really liked it. Now I'm just adding some last little touches. These are puffy stickers from Vicky Booten, again in my kit from this month. So just adding and moving those around. I didn't like them sticking on the outside of the heart. I thought they looked a bit weird. And that was the other thing, my title here. I knew what I wanted, but I had to fiddle with the stickers for ages to get them in the right angle of the heart. They were probably a bit too big, but I really liked the blue. They are Pink Fresh Studio alphas. I ordered them in a recent haul I got from Scrap Boutique. They're part of their super cool boy collection. So I love them. I love the colour. But yeah, they looked a bit too big, but I was determined to use them, so that's what I've done. And so be it. Now, right, just putting on some little enamel dots as well. Lots of sprinkly pieces just to finish it off. And I think I thought about adding splatters, but I changed my mind. But I think I'm done. So, as I said, this was for a scrap lift challenge in the Kitaholic Kits Cybercrop weekend. And yeah, I didn't add the splatters because I had the white. So this is all close up. And then I have some still photos here at the end about to come on that you can see it all from different angles. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I thank you so much for stopping by. And I will see you again, hopefully, in a few more days. Stay happy, stay safe. Bye for now.